Hello and welcome everybody to the first ever episode of Galaxy Brain. The idea behind this show is to take a deep dive into the minds of some of Teamfight Tactics' greatest pros. And our very first guest, congratulations, it's a Crvor from France. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Thank you so much for having me. And hello, guys.
I'm psyched. You've been a player that I've been enjoying watching for a long time. So let's kind of take a moment and talk about how you got into TFT, how you got into competitive gaming to begin with. What's your story? Give us a little background here.
It's pretty recent, to be honest. The story behind it is that I was working in a consultant firm in Paris, and the way it worked was that I was working on esport offer for the firm I was working in.
Okay.
And the way it went was that Riot just released this new game, the TFT things, and I tested it out when it was on PBE in order to fill the esport offer that I was working on at that time, right?
Okay.
But the way it went was that by the end of the beta, what Riot did was pretty much posting on Twitter a full rank of the PBE players, right?
Right.
And at that time, I was shocked to be ranked like 4th or 6th, I don't remember exactly, but 6th on the whole beta thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this game, I firmly believe that this game is gonna blow out, you know?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be pretty big. So since I've been doing this job for quite a while now, and I have an opportunity to do something that I enjoy as a hobby that could be probably becoming a job for me, I'm just gonna go for it. And I pretty much left my job 3 days after that in order to play TFT full time.
That's amazing. So you just like dove right in. You knew right away after you saw the rankings, you're like, there's something here. I need to go for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. And so we talked about this a little bit already, but for everybody else, where does your gamer ID come from? Because I love hearing these stories about where people get their gamer names from.
This is a pretty old story. Like 15 years ago, I'm a bit older than most of the pros on TFT at the moment. I'm 30. And when I was like
it's a dinosaur
teenager,
in esports.
yeah, pretty much.
I can relate.
And, when I was a teenager, I was playing a French MMORPG that was called Dofus, and my character was pretty much a tank that was playing with his own blood and casting spell with his own blood. And in Latin, Crvor means blood, and this is where it came from. And since I managed to be rank 1 on that game for quite a long period of time, I pretty much kept the name because people like started to meet me that way. Pretty much online. I mean.
Wow. All right. So TFT is not the first game that you've had a pretty high rank in then. As Crvor, yeah.
I mean, I've spent quite a lot of time on League of Legends, and I never managed to be like that high ranked. You know, like I was a decent player. I was like a diamond player, sometimes master, but I never reached very high rank when I really wanted to. You know, so I can't really consider myself a really good player overall, you know? Like I had some success on some, and some other were a bit harder for me.
Well, you're certainly killing it in TFT. You're going to be in Giant Slayer Series Season 2 next week. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But let's break down real quick what this show is going to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play 2 games. But what we'll do while I'm playing those games is you will kind of be telling me the whole time what you would do if you were playing it, right? We'll go through your thought process. Sure. And the reason that I'm going to be playing the game and you're not are kind of twofold. The first reason is that just so I can ensure video quality. Right now, there's no spectator mode in TFT yet, so having it done locally just makes sure that the gameplay looks good. The other thing is that by having me play it and not you, we're going to be able to go over some of the more basic things that might get sort of like skipped over if we've just got a pro, you know, playing their game. Because this is a show that's supposed to sort of like really dive deep, like I said, into the mentality of what a pro is thinking about when they're going through a game, but also something that people like me out there grinding the ladder can maybe use to improve a little bit too. So it's part education, part profile, a little bit everything. Hopefully people like it, but I'm ready to jump into the game. How about you?
Definitely good stuff. Yeah, definitely ready. Go ahead when you.
But here we go. Anyway, we are in the game now, finally. We're in Treasure Trove. So, Treasure Trove Carousel, what do you usually go for? And I'll try to do it.
Depends because I feel like this is such an open question. You can't really give an answer right away.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the comp pool of the player. You know.
Right.
Usually you go for the item that is going to be the most useful amongst the comps you are playing, because it's a bit difficult and it's a big subject right away just with this simple question. But I believe that every player has some kind of repertoire. The same way chess players don't play everything and have their openers, I believe the TFT players have their own repertoire with their own, comps, and they are going for the items that are the most useful for their comps. And I usually play BF in this patch, I guess.
Okay. So you would have tried to grab the sword in that case. So we didn't get any items off for the first one. We got a bunch of these. Do you usually try to just go for pairs here, or are you already thinking about a comp you want to play if you see this board?
It's really hard. I think I'd go for Poppy, Leona, and Malf, because I think it's really important in the early game to get some frontline going in order to think about the carry characters after it. But there is another thing that is... Yeah, go ahead.
Would you consider selling any of this stuff as well to pick up like another Caitlyn, or pick up the Leona to go with the Poppy, or get another Jarvan or something?
I personally don't play Rebels that much in this patch, so I think I would have sold the Ziggs in order for me to be able to grab the Leona, for example.
Oh, this is crazy. So we've got no items yet. We'll pick up the Jarvan pair just because.
Caitlyn pair?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a quick Caitlyn pair that is pretty strong. Was pretty strong.
So probably put the Jarvan in here. We've got a Xayah as well. So we could do something like this maybe. What do you think?
I think that this is a strong board. You have another option right there that is going cybernetic, because you got Lucian and Fiora.
True.
Right?
Would you maybe pick up the Graves as well?
Yeah, definitely. Since I have cybernetic and I know that it is a strong early game, I think I would consider selling like the Kha'Zix and going for them.
Do you feel the need, like in this case, would you be thinking about picking up this Jarvan just to go for possibly Shredder, depending on the items? We did get some items that support that. Like we have a Last Whisper now, we have a BF sword.
I think this is a Shredder game, to be honest.
Yeah? Would you? I suppose we can always resell the Graves as well, but here's another Jarvan. We do have 5 Jarvans already. So would you sell the Caitlyn and then just like slam a Last Whisper on Xayah right now?
No, I think I would play the... Yeah, maybe. Okay. But what's really hard in that position, and I'm gonna explain it once you make the choice, is that you have to make a hard choice right away, which is, if you want to go for Shredder, you need to go to 10 gold right away.
Right. Okay.
It's such a big handicap. So you need. I firmly believe, I'm one of those players that believe that the early game is really important when it comes to decision making and staying open or not. And I believe there are some times where you need to stay open.
So we can go to 10. We actually went to 11 there accidentally, but either way, we've got the 10 gold.
Fine.
We've got a number of Jarvans. We could probably ditch the Fiora and the Malphite at this point as well, too, huh?
Yeah.
And so at this point, we're just saving. We're not rolling, obviously. We're not maybe picking up any of these. In your case, do you like to pick up one cost to just give yourself a slightly higher chance of like getting some early Jarvans or some more early Xayahs?
I think I sell both Caitlyn and I put a Jarvan in and I go Last Whisper and 20 gold, I think.
You okay, so I missed a little bit of that, but
no, it's fine. I think in that kind of situation, the things that makes Shredder work or not is the ability to roll as much as you can at 3-1, right?
Yeah, so you would sell the 2 Jarvans,
in this type of situation, no, I would have sold the 2 Caitlyns, I think.
Oh, oops,
because you need to sell one in order to get Last Whisper, and then you can sell the other one in order to get to 20, right?
I see. Okay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't very clear on this one.
Oh, that's fine. Like I said, it's just the first episode. We're working out the kinks.
Now that we sold the Jarvan, it's becoming more and more difficult. I don't know.
Because we could swap. We could still make the Last Whisper. We could still put another Caitlyn in. So in this particular case, maybe we do something like this. let's just go with the initial plan. Last Whisper. Do you maybe just throw a Poppy in or throw a Lucian in for a little bit more power?
Sure.
Like if this were you, what would you add right now?
The strongest one should be Lucian, I think. I think I would add Lucian in that kind of scenario.
Positioning wise,
everything else with
would you add the sword right now, or would you wait? Would you move things around?
It's complicated because the thing is, by losing, I would wait for this round to be over because I want to lose this round in order to get priority and get glove out of the carousel, right?
Right.
Another important thing when playing Shredder is to scout very, very early in order to know when to adjust your HP count and to know how much you need to like lose on purpose in order to get carousel priority. Because hyper roll comps pretty much rely on their items more than on the unit early on. So you need to get the 3 items Xayah, right?
So we've got first choice. We're looking for gloves, and there is a glove right there.
Yeah.
So you can build the Infinity Edge.
Okay, perfect.
And IE and Last Whisper are kind of the 2 core items on Xayah if you're going for traditional Shredder. What do you think about the newer thing people have been doing, which has been Deathblade and Runins?
I think it's better in some types of scenario. It really depends on what the lobby is playing, because if you are going to face a lot of tanks and a lot of Bramble Vest, you need to be able to get the IE Last Whisper going, you know? For example, if you are facing 2 mechas in the lobby, you kind of need a solution, you know? Because if you are stuck with a Xayah that only has Runan and Deathblade, you're gonna be stuck on the mech for a very long time. So it pretty much depends. If you are facing a lot of squishes, you can go for Deathblade and Runan, and it's fine.
So it doesn't seem like anyone else is really contesting us that much. A couple Jarvans there. There's a Xayah too there with the IE, so maybe this person would be...
Yep. No, because the guy is level 5 already, so
you're right.
Hyper roll anymore.
Let's see what else we have. Obviously, a lot of early Vanguards being played. Some people picking up a couple 1-stars. This guy's got the Deathblade with the Xayah, but we'll see.
Yes, this guy might be going for it. But the thing is, if the guy wants to go for it, it doesn't really matter because he has such a low gold count that he won't be able to contest us that much.
Okay. So we've got 36 gold. It looks like we're going to have a good amount of gold to roll down after 3 or at 3-1, I suppose. How often do you find yourself playing Shredder right now in the meta?
Rough question. On the ladder, a lot. On tournaments, not so much. Because I believe there are 2 different environments, and I don't think Shredder is that great when it comes to tournament because it's a bit more contested. A lot more people. Tournaments are different because you need to perform every single game, you know?
Yeah.
So you need to play something very, very stable, and Shredder isn't.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
There are some misses on Shredder. Like, there are some games where you'll take too much time getting online with the big Xayah, and where people can catch up and build a strong front line, can build like a very strong late game comp, and where you won't be able to perform that much. So I don't really like playing it on tournament because I want to be able to win every game, or at least perform well in every game.
Because you played mostly mech in the Giant Slayer Series qualifiers, right?
The last one I played only mech.
Yeah. And you still think it's viable, at least in a tournament environment, to just spam mech?
I think it's the best player at the moment.
Really? Even with all the changes?
Yeah. The thing is, mech with one. There are a lot of things to consider, but mech is very stable as a comp. Like, it's online at level 6. It's really strong. It has an early power spike. You can build so many things to go to the mech, and because of the nerf, there aren't that many players playing it anymore. I'm just thinking about, are we passing the golem or what?
Yeah, can we beat this guy or not? That's a question.
I think we should replace Lucian by Vi, just to have a bit more frontline.
Oh, I was too late. All right.
No, it's my bad. I should have like.
Oh no, it's okay.
Right away.
We should also clarify that results in these games do not matter at all. This is like an alt account. I don't care about the results one bit. This is more about just kind of providing a little bit of sort of visual background while we talk about your gameplay styles and what you prefer. So we've got a glove and we've got
large.
At that.
Yeah.
Decent items. We've got part of a QSS
we
here.
just need like 1 cloak.
And so now we roll down.
Roll. I'm not gonna speak right now.
Yeah,
and,
I gotta.
I'm just gonna let you roll.
Because I'm really bad at rolling down. I will tell you that right now. So I'll do the best I can, and we'll see what happens.
No, you're really quick.
Yeah, let's see. I'm pretty slow at it too, as you can see.
No, not really. I believe you are very fast.
Oh, really?
Compared to the average player. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, thank you for the support.
I think you're faster than me.
Really? I doubt that. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so we did find the Jarvan 3. That's nice. We only got 5 Zayas total though. So is this a situation where you would think about pivoting? Because we really missed on the Zayas.
Never.
Never? It's too late to pivot at this point.
We are fully committed.
Yeah.
But there are you know, I believe like a lot of people when I stream, there is a very recurring question that is, what is the difference between a challenger player and like a diamond level player, you know?
Yeah.
And I believe it's really in the small details, you know, in the small things where you can see. Yeah, we can take out the Lucian, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think when you hit an early KO like that, you might as well put it in. You get Blade Master that way. We're pretty weak right now. Would you consider maybe putting the Chain Vestus on Jarvan for slightly more tankiness? How would you position this right now?
Okay, the thing is, I'm gonna talk about the rolling right after, but in this position, I would definitely not play Kyle.
Oh, really?
And play, yeah.
Play Shen instead.
I think
maybe.
the correct play, play Shen and sell the Fiora, because we're in a position where we need to hit Xayah, because we're committed to the comp at that point because of the items, because of the fact that we rolled. So the idea is that we want to survive up till the point where we can roll again for Xayah 3.
Right.
And it's gonna be on 4-1, most likely.
Okay.
So now what we need to do is go
Oh, that's
full
good.
eco mode, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's
So
really
we can
good.
sell the Kale. We don't need the Kale.
No, don't. Okay, because like this
Oh
this
no!
round,
What have I
this
done?
specific round, you're not getting any echo back, right?
Sure.
It doesn't matter if you're at 15, 11 or whatever. So since Kale is stronger than Shen, we could have waited one more turn in order to get eco, right?
True. So you would have not sold the Kale there.
Not this turn. I would have done it the round before with the other Fiora in order to get 10. But since there I can't get any interest through selling Kyle, I would have probably kept it just to get a stronger board.
Makes sense. Wow, did you see that that Darius just not going down? Holy cow.
Yeah.
So much dodge
definitely.
going on.
This guy is very strong.
Yeah.
Lucian 2 with red buff is very strong.
Yes.
So yeah, there are a couple of things that we can consider. Maybe you want to talk about carousel, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're gonna go for there?
All offensive carousel. I would be tempted to go for possibly another gloves here. There is the Aurelia as
Go
well.
ahead.
What would you say?
I think I would have picked the rod on Fizz for Locket and Jarvan, I guess.
I see.
Since he is
Interesting.
level 3.
Yeah, because we do have this chain vest waiting. Let's do a little bit of scouting too.
Yeah.
So let's see. Also, the rod does buff the attack speed that Jarvan gives the team too, so it's good. So this guy looks like he's also kind of trying to hit Xayah, but he's got Ziggs with the Seraphs, so just kind of playing generally strong stuff right now, I suppose. Perhaps
this guy is not playing Xayah, he's gonna sell it for Kyle, I guess.
All right, so we can sell the Fizz, we can and we can build the Locket on Jarvan right now, I'd imagine.
Sure.
Yeah. And so what we're really looking for, I think if there would have been one available, you would have gone for Negatron Cloak for the QSS on Xayah, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. The goal of the comp is pretty much to assemble the 3 items on Xayah, so any opportunity is a good opportunity to get an item for...
Right. And so at this point,
So
we're just kind of trying to preserve as much HP as we can, I suppose. But it's tough.
Definitely. Till 4-1 where we are gonna roll again. But maybe what would be interesting is if I go back just a bit to the 3-1 roll, I believe there is one thing that differentiates player when they hyper roll. It's the ability to decide when you are gonna stop rolling, right?
Right.
And with that few Xayah, there is a point where we could have said, okay, I'm not gonna hit Xayah 3, so I'm just gonna wait for 1 and I'm gonna stop at 20, for example, you know?
Right.
And the other thing is to understand the scaling of the hyper roll comps. For example, I believe that Fiora is a pretty bad unit in this comp.
Mhm.
It's just a placeholder for Irelia because
Right.
it's gonna give you Mana River with Kassadin and Irelia on top of giving you Celestial, right?
Right.
So one thing, if you consider it that way, then you don't go for the Fiora 3 when rolling, and it gives you a bit more room in order to buy other things and manage your bench a bit easier and get a bit more gold for the last roll.
That makes sense, I suppose.
And I believe those very few things are making a lot of differences on the long run, you know?
Yeah. Especially in a game like this, where I didn't hit the Xayah 3. Maybe if I hadn't picked up those Fioras, I would have had a chance at doing a little bit more. We're only 2 Xayahs away now, at least.
Yeah.
Picked up the Shen as well. There's another Xayah. We're only 1 Xayah away now, so we've almost hit it naturally, which is great.
Perfect.
Hopefully we won't need to roll down too
Perfect.
much. We'll see. And then, so
I think
at
we
this
should
point,
be able to stabilize in this.
yeah. At this point, what's the next unit you're looking for? Like, what's the next step after the Xayah 3?
Now, it's not. I like to think about the game more about the synergies than the character. My reasoning right now would be what synergies can I activate in order to me to get stronger? And I believe that the strongest synergy we can get from this point is Celestial, right? So,
Yeah.
oh, now we got the QSS and another locket, I believe.
So
Which
now we
is
roll
really
down.
good.
Do we go for the Rakan too?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. You can. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can find. I'll probably miss a couple things. Okay, there's our Xayah 3. So we can stop there, right? And
Yeah, we can
this
stop.
is our
We can
QSS
stop
as
and-
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then would you go for a second rocket?
maybe? Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. Opportunity. So we got a lot stronger
No,
right
we need-
there.
Definitely.
So would you have possibly jumped up to 6 and put in a Rakan right there?
No, because I tend to, in this type of situation, I tend to level on 4-2
Okay.
because it gives me a lot more gold and room. I tend to try to level only on multiples of 4
Right.
in order to save gold, you know?
It's more
Especially
even.
when I have... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have waited for the next turn, especially because we got a lot stronger right now.
Right. We definitely are a lot stronger at the moment. Let's level to 6. Let's put in the Rakan. And we can put the tier on Rakan right away as well, right?
Yeah.
Because
We
I
can.
can't think of anyone
Sure.
else we'd put that on. But I suppose I should ask
Yeah, we
you.
could put it on Shen. No, it's fine going for Rakan. You asked me what unit I would go for in that type of scenarios. I would have picked Ash, I think, when you roll down in order to activate both Celestial and Chrono.
Oh, and Sniper as well, I
But-
suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I mean not Chrono, I mean
No, I got you.
yeah, Sniper. And the other thing is that now we need to consider the fact that we are never gonna play Caitlyn 3. Because we are far off and we are not gonna roll for her, right?
Right.
And
So-
our plan is to level now.
So when we get a chance, we can sell that Caitlyn to give us a little bit more money.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
what we are gonna go for is we want to keep 2 Chronos, but we want a stronger Chrono than Caitlyn 2. For example, Wukong is a great Chrono, right?
Right. So would you swap the Ashe for the Rakan here? Probably. And then positioning wise,
definitely.
what do you think? Would you put the Ashe over on the left side? Would you put her kind of closer to the rest of the team?
It depends. This needs a lot of coding to be answered, but I guess putting the Ash right closer to the Caitlyn is fine.
She also gets buffed by the Jarvan that way, I suppose, too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You need the more units you have closer to the Jarvan 3, the higher power level you have in order to fight in this comp.
So the fourth Celestial a lot of people add on would be possibly a Kassadin at this point, right? Because of the utility.
Yeah, Kassadin.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's what you'd be looking for generally. And another thing
Kassadin?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say the other thing is just more scouting, basically. Which,
Yeah. The thing is, Kassadin is really strong in this comp because if we replace Fiora
hold up.
with Irelia,
What
we're
item
gonna
would
get
you be
Mana
looking
River.
for here? Because we have all completed. We have a tier.
Negatron.
Negatron?
For Celestial.
Right.
Spat,
For
pretty
Celestial Spat, right. Because we can do that. Now,
Yeah.
who would get the Celestial Spat? Maybe Shen?
much. I guess it would be on Shen, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not of Jarvan because he is level 3 and we want to rely item on him. And
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
on Treasure Trove, so we are gonna get a lot of stuff out of the next PvE round. But yeah, I guess Celestial is the best way to scale up and it opens a late game with 6 Celestials, which is strong.
So we don't necessarily even need
Provides
to
a lot
find
of
the Kassadin right now, which is kind of nice. So we have a Wukong as well.
We have a lot of time. I would pick him, definitely. Because I think it's a better unit than Caitlyn.
Okay, then Caitlyn. All right. Put that in there,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
we'll
no.
put...
I mean, maybe not that turn. I mean, I think Caitlyn 2 is stronger, especially because we have Ashe. But Wukong 2 will be stronger than Caitlyn 2, right?
Right. So at this point, would you just be pre-leveling here then?
No, this is a common mistake. I know, like, a ton of challenger players do this, but there is literally no reason using F right now and leveling, pre-leveling, because you are locking your gold on your XP bar, where it can't be used, you know? And if you want, for any reason, be rolling for anything, your gold is locked. So you should always keep it in your pocket. Now I would level, because it costs 28. So we don't lose any interest, and I would put any character in.
Or the Wukong at this point.
Mean,
or no, probably the
maybe
Rakan for Celestial.
Yeah, Rakan for Celestial 4, yeah.
All right. Interesting. So at this point, we need to do a little bit more scouting too, huh? So we've got a pretty decent Kayle build. He's got a Kayle 2 fairly early. A lot of Kayle 2s in this lobby, actually. And so we're kind of looking for the... What's that?
Go ahead.
I said
we're a good matchup. I mean, Kayle 2 is great for us. We should be able to beat it. There is this Aurelia infiltrator problem.
Yeah.
Because we are not positioned the correct way. There is a good tip I could give you and any viewer watching right now.
Yes.
If you don't know which side you want to position, you need to swap it pretty much every turn. If you don't have the time to scout, confuse your opponent and swap every turn, you know? Like, if you took a lot of time to think about the comp, just move your unit right and left every turn, and be sure to confuse the enemies so they can't position for you at the end of the turn.
That makes sense. So just kind of move it around. So, because we haven't done any repositioning at all. This is sort of like the classic okay positioning for Shredder right now. But,
yeah.
And I would say again, like if you would move stuff, tell me, because basically this is the kind of like talk about what you would be doing if you were playing the game.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of thing that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where one of the reasons I'm playing is that if you want to move that, you'll talk about it, and you'll talk about the reasons why. So, we got a lot of items there. So Death Cap on Jarvan? Do I just slam that, or IE maybe? What do you think? Or not IE, Ionic Spark.
Thinking about it?
Yeah.
Because we are left with... No, I think I would go for Locket.
Okay, another
Again.
Locket.
Triple? Yeah.
Triple Locket.
I would go for Ionic Spark. Yeah, triple Locket. I would go for Ionic Spark on Shen, and I would go for pretty much Seraph on Rakan, but not now. I would use it for Mana Bug, you know? Using it during the round in order for him to instant ult.
We also didn't move because we were talking about the items, so that's okay.
Yeah. There is a lot of stuff to talk about. Now we need to talk about game plan if you want to be fast.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is go to 8 and add another. Now it would be Celestial 4, but now we need any unit that gives us power. You know, we can stay at 4 characters. So we want to get anything that is strong, like Wukong 2, any like Shogas 2, Kayle 2, doesn't matter.
Makes sense. I also forgot to add the tier there because I was listening to you.
Roll. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, it's fine.
What were you saying? Would you pick up the Jhin possibly for another sniper? For extra power?
No, because we are gonna sell the Caitlyn. But I would level and put in Wukong, I think.
You level up?
Just to be stronger. Yeah, I don't want to lose any HP on stage 5. It's too rough. And I want to use my lockets, so I want to put Wukong in front, so it can be a bit more, use a bit more power from the lockets. And I would even consider playing Rakan on the first row in order for him to once again use the locket.
Oh, to benefit from the locket, right? Of course.
Exactly.
I can tell already there's a lot of basic stuff I'll be missing because I'm listening to the pro talk and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. This is good. See, this if you say this, it's something that everyone can think about now.
It's really hard. To be honest, it's really hard talking and playing at the same time. So
yeah, totally
understandable. I mean,
would you consider putting the Lulu in over the Rakan here?
Tough. Tough call. No, I don't want to lose Protector because of Jarvan's tree.
Very true.
So I would consider putting her in instead of
The Ashe,
Ashe,
possibly?
I guess, because I don't want Caitlyn.
Instead of the Caitlyn, you said?
Yeah, I think I would go Lulu and Karma instead of Ashe and Caitlyn.
Oh, okay.
You can do it right now if you have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good step.
Got it
Good
done.
step. Now you have Mystic. You kept every single one of your synergies.
Uh-huh.
You still have Chrono through Wukong, so you are definitely stronger that way. You got rid of mediocre units, and you got a really strong synergy in the late game, which is Mystic, which will allow you to survive a lot of the overall damage coming.
So that was a
from
huge
any
turn in
opponent.
this game too, because the Karma with the recent buffs is such a big upgrade just for the Xayah as well.
Definitely.
So what item would you be looking for here? We've got the big items here. Oh, Force of Nature though.
Yeah, Force of Nature, definitely. But
If we
you
can't
won't
get
be
that
able to
though,
get it.
what do you think?
Double glove, I think. Double glove. If we can get double glove, we would get Bramble.
Okay, so we'll take the Thieves Gloves, and the Thieves Gloves could go on the go on the Lulu possibly. What do you think? What would you put it on?
I think it's better on the front line in order to use the dodge thing, the dodge stat on the item. So I would probably consider it on Wukong.
Okay.
I would roll down after this carousel. Maybe not roll down to 0, but roll a lot in order for me to find Rakan 2, Wukong 2, replace Fiora by Aurelia, find Lulu 2 and Karma 2. Like, we have a lot of stuff to find, so I would roll a lot there.
Okay. So we'll wait to put the Thieves Gloves, because if we get an Aurelia, that would be even better. Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
let's see.
There was a Karma.
Ah. All
No,
right.
it's fine, it's fine.
There we go. There's a Karma. I'm gonna be missing stuff. There's Wukong. Let's see. There we go. Would you add the Xerath possibly there? Nah. What am I talking about?
No,
All right.
no, definitely not.
All right. There's that. So we didn't really hit a lot. The Aurelias I think are going to be hard to come by here, and I wanted to stay at 20. So Thief Gloves on
Yeah. No, it's
on
good.
Wukong then, you think?
Wukong, I think. Yeah, Wukong.
All right.
Because even if we get Aurelia at this point, we won't be able to get her level 2, so
True.
keeping the gloves for her is like a long call.
Very true.
Long
We're
term.
doing really well now. Like our comp is extremely strong. It's kind of crazy that we got Celestial Locket and or Celestial and 3 Lockets, huh?
It's because of the you need to be prepared for this kind of thing, specifically on Treasure Trove, because you have a lot of stuff going on, and you know that you will be able to stuff a lot of characters.
Right.
I would be waiting. We are definitely strong. Maybe this is the time where we move to the other side, because we don't want to face the Aurelia, right?
Right.
Infiltrator Aurelia is gonna wreck us, so
Exactly. Oops. There we go. Do that.
it's if you have the APM for it, it's always better to do it like when there is 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
As a general tip, not for you, DoA, in this specific game. But
In this
like-
situation, my APM is definitely compromised, but yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Cool. But we're doing really well. So now, so in TFT, you always want to get stronger, right? So what's and you said in your opinion that synergies are the way you kind of look for more than anything in terms of just adding strength on as the game goes on.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we got 40
Yes,
gold right now.
I believe it's easier, even for beginner player. I believe it's easier to think about the synergies rather than the units, because what you should be asking yourself is, I am trying to build a composition which is like a group of characters,
Right.
but the synergies are gonna give me a direction, you know. I want to go that way because this synergy is gonna help me win the game. There we knew we were going for Xayah, so we needed to build around her, and that shaped our reasoning, right?
Right.
We wanted to build things that helped her survive and deal damage. That was why we went for Celestial, for example.
So where would you put the
now-
items? I would put these two on Lulu. What do you think?
No, I think I would go for Redemption on Fiora because she's gonna die really quickly. I
True.
would go for the Trap Claw on Shen for him to get dodge and to stun right away. And I
Okay.
would go for the Last Whisper. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Maybe on Karma because she will stack a little bit faster
True. That's a good point. All right.
because of the attack speed.
So we'll
And
do that.
every single thing that we put on Karma is gonna help Zaya pretty directly.
And so you've got to be thinking about level 9 at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So when would you level to 9 in this situation? 50 gold on 6-1. We're win streaking pretty decently.
I think before leveling, I would never level if I don't have something to put in.
Right.
So here I would consider Darkstar and Vanguard as synergies. So
okay.
I would slow roll above 50 every turn up till the point where I'm comfortable leveling to put something in. And that would be either a Jace or I don't know, maybe Gangplank was good, just a Gangplank 2, you know?
Gangplank is always just solid anyway.
Misfortune 2.
Yeah. Would you would you sell the Shen here to get it back up to 50, or would you sell the Lux?
Yeah, definitely. No, I would it doesn't matter. We're not going to be playing Shen 3 at this point.
Right.
And we're not gonna play Lux either because it's too weak as a Darkstar.
Yeah.
I guess, for example, we could be going for, I mean, Darkstar is really weak in that situation because buffing the Darkstar we are gonna play and Karma is weak.
Yeah.
Jarvan is okay-ish, but not that great. So I think I would go for a powerhouse. You know, like I would go for MF. I would go for maybe our plan here is MF and Kyle in order for us to activate Valkyrie and keep. Yeah, Irelia is fine instead of Fiora, for example.
Would you swap the Irelia and the Fiora right now, or would you wait?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think Irelia 1 is stronger. And now we have another opportunity, which is playing Mana River, right?
True, very true. So now we can look for like a Thresh, ideally, huh? Because the Thresh also gives us, you know, Chrono, which we don't necessarily need because it's only 3 Chrono, but it's something else to kind of build around. And I should be swapping left and right, but I haven't been doing that because we've been chatting. But either way, we're fine. We're top 3 already, so.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Well, you're the one playing right now, not me.
Not really.
It's
not
you.
really.
Good
You're
job,
doing most
you.
of the work, and the thing is, when we consider Thresh, there is something we need to consider. We need to be playing around Carousel, right? And now we are gonna get a lot of completed items, and we need to consider the fact that we will find another Celestial Spat.
Yeah.
And if we find another Celestial Spat, maybe we can go for 4 Chronos, for example.
So no Celestial Spat.
Okay,
we've got Death Camp. We've got Rapid Fire on the Lulu. What do you think?
Death Cap, I guess. Lulu is fine. Lulu Rapid Fire is fine. Maybe we can go for Lulu 2 and it's gonna be stronger.
I think Lulu 2
is the better play.
So tell me your opinions on Lulu 2, because I feel like Lulu 2 is kind of one of like the greatest band-aids for any sort of comp in TFT. Like if a Lulu 2 will make any comp exponentially better.
Yeah, I agree. I believe. See, now we have Lulu in play, but we are searching for a level 9 unit, and I believe if we didn't have Lulu is always a great answer to this kind of question. You know, what can I put in at level 9? Lulu is always the correct answer, no matter what the game is.
Okay. So you have the outside chance of like a Karma 3. So would you generally be holding those? Would you be holding the Wukongs as well? Like what's worth actually picking up and holding?
I would hold Wukong definitely because I believe Wukong 3 is a win condition.
Yeah.
Karma not so much, I guess.
Okay.
But we have Zaya 3, so it depends. The thing is we have no items on Karma, right?
Yeah, just the last Whisper.
If we get Karma 3, we can sell Rakan, replace it with Kassadin or Zinchao or another Rakan, and get Seraph and Karma. So it's a tough call.
Would you go to 9 and roll down and just try to find like a Thresh or something at this point?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do that. Let's go to 9. We can put in Kassadin for a placeholder, and then hopefully find a Thresh. Maybe a GP. Nah, not quite. Okay, so now let's scout. See if we can figure anything out. Maybe we want to swap sides here.
I believe. Can we watch? Yeah, go ahead. Make you play, and we.
Okay. Put Lulu there so she's not as vulnerable.
Infiltrators?
What's that?
Are there any infiltrators left?
I think there was an infiltrator Aurelia, but I can't remember if that guy lived. There we go. Definitely doing a lot less scouting this game than usual.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I believe there is something that is key in the late game. Is the positioning of your carry, and there is a neat trick that not a lot of players know about.
Okay.
Is that I think we'll win this one. Yeah, I think there is a neat trick which is you hold your carry by left clicking on him, and you rotate board through 1 and 3 keys on your keyboard, right?
Yeah.
And you only let go of your left click button when it is the very last second.
Right.
In order for you to position it the right way. You know what I mean, or
Yeah.
am I explaining it
Oh no,
correctly?
I know what you mean. It's like where you hold it like this, and then you go like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you just press space at the very last second, and you let go of your carry in order to swap his position.
Yeah.
Depending on what the opponent is doing, pretty much.
So in our case, it's a little bit more complex because we kind of need to move the karma as well, I suppose.
I believe no, because I believe the fact that we need to focus on keeping Xayah alive, right?
Yeah.
And I believe losing the karma buff doesn't matter if we are sure that Xayah is not gonna lose.
Right.
Not gonna be killed.
So
right
so
away.
let's see. So how do we want to position against this guy? Probably we want to move away from the MF. So I would swap my carries to the left side, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree.
So I'll do that. So I'll move the Xayah at the end in case we have time. And do that. There we go. So we got it over there just in time. And he didn't move his echo or anything. So we'll see how we do. Either way, it's a second. We take those.
Yeah, it's definitely okay.
The only big
Since
thing I think is
we had a rough start.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Uh-oh, we got caught in the MF. Yeah, it looks like the Aurelia 2, the MF 2, the Kale 2, just a little bit too strong.
Yeah,
but hey, that's a
bit too
second,
much.
so we'll take it. So we're back after game number 1. So what are your big takeaways from game number 1? Not in terms of like what I could have been doing better, obviously, because it's less about that. It's more about like thinking about that game sort of from your own perspective. Like, did you kind of like get everything you were looking for in that game? What just general thoughts about that first game, I suppose.
I think this is a type of game that a lot of beginner players can be frustrated with. This is a type of game where we have a general plan. I think we executed our plan pretty decently. We knew we were going for Xayah very early because of the items, and we made the correct choice, I think. But the main problem, what was, I think, missing in that game are the little details. Like, for example, I think we could have sold one turn earlier for interest early on, which would have snowballed a bit more. And
Okay.
I think there are some part of the game where we were sloppy because of the discussions going on, you know? There are a lot of HP that you can save by positioning correctly and not losing 1 or 2 mid-game turns. There are things we can do when rolling down at 3-1 or 4-1 that can optimize things up, such as taking a bit more one cost, not going for the Fioras or things. But it's, you know, it's really advanced stuff. But those are the really, really key details that will make the difference in between a player that is just, I don't know, it's not, the correct word is not brainlessly, but like mashing and spamming the comp endlessly rather than thinking about how it can be optimized.
The difference between just knowing the comp and then just like really min-maxing it, really getting every little benefit you can out of it. Yeah.
Exactly. And I believe hyperroll comps, since the game plan is really straightforward, you don't have to think much about what you are going to be doing in the game, right? Because the game plan pretty much set up the moment where you hyperroll. It's a great stepping stone for a player in order to learn those kind of min-maxing details. Because I believe it's pretty much the same in every game. If you play something that you are very comfortable with or is very easy to play, you'll have a lot of more room in order to think about the macro aspect of thing or the micro aspect of things, such as, you know, rolling down and positioning.
Interesting. Okay, so let's move into game number 2. I'll start searching for it here, and hopefully you'll still be able to see it on your end. We'll see.
Sure.
But basically, again, yeah, the kind of purpose of it for everybody out there is more to sort of, the game is there to facilitate discussion. So our results in the game, not really that important. You know, the gameplay, missing little things, not scouting as much, like that's just going to happen because we're talking, right? But it's more about just kind of like talking about what you would do in that situation, your philosophies on the games, different comps, all that kind of stuff. So in case anyone out there is confused.
Do you want to play this one as if it was a tournament game?
Yeah, sure. That's a great idea. Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So I can tell you right now, we're gonna be playing mecha.
Okay, let's do it. That's good. And so this is great because you only played Mech Infiltrator in order to qualify for Giant Slayer Series Season 2.
In the last one, yeah, definitely.
Right, at a time when a lot of people were saying it was weaker. So what's the item we're looking for if we're going Mech Infiltrator? If that's our plan.
Chain vest.
Okay. Chain vest. And we're on Star Cluster. I'll do my best to grab the chain vest. And
I believe in you.
It's all the way over there.
If you can get chain vest, you can get either tier or rod.
Okay.
Rod, maybe. Tier is fine. Tier is fine.
Yeah,
tier
we're
and
closer
rod
to
are
the tier,
fine.
but we got that. So
But
basically the
yeah.
tier for the Kaisa, and also we've got the rod for the demolition of Spat later. So.
Definitely.
Yep. All right.
So the idea behind mecha, it's not complex as a whole, but there is a philosophy behind it, which is a game like TFT is not chess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the game is changing a lot every single patch. I do believe as a player, and it's very subjective, it's not a general truth. I believe the game is not balanced, but in a good way. Like there are stuff that players need to figure out by testing in order to figure out what is stronger and what is weaker. Because if everything was perfectly balanced, in this type of scenario, I would probably go for I would sell the Vi and I would pick everything at one cost in order to go for level 2s early on.
Good.
I think.
That's
it
usually what I do.
Or
So let's talk about that for a second then. When you get a 3 cost early on, the usually the best thing you can do is just sell it, right? No matter what it is.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because a lot of new players would look at that.
There are exceptions, but
yeah, I think a lot of new players would look at that Vi and be like, oh, well, we've got Brawler now. This is great. I should never sell this. But in reality, the gold is more valuable than that early synergy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But once again, this is a bit of advanced stuff. Okay, for example, let's think. I think, yeah, it's tough, but I would sell Graves and I would put in Zoe, TF, and Caitlyn, I think.
Okay.
So I go to 10 gold. It's a bit
little
late.
Bit late. Oops.
But the thing is, when you know that you are playing a comp, you need to play accordingly to its playstyle,
Yeah.
And mecha is all about getting 50 golds really quickly. You can sell everything to go to 10 there.
Yep.
Okay, good. We're gonna be picking the Kha'Zix, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you can keep Jarvan. We can get TF in order to get Chrono, which is a strong early synergy. We keep the Graves.
So,
and
I
we go
see.
for
So
Shen,
there we go.
Shen, Graves, and TF, I guess. Yeah.
Now, how
much.
do you
I think
position?
this is a stronger comp.
Would you position something like this, or would you put things in the front? What would you do?
I think Shen and Graves go to the front.
Okay. And then, as
Probably.
far as items go, there's really not anything we want to build yet.
Yeah, I think we go tier on TF because it's gonna be an older for Kaisa.
Right.
And we go for, I don't know, the older for the mecha is probably gonna be Graves in this type of scenario. So I would have gotten the Negatron and Graves, I guess.
Okay.
But
So
it doesn't make a
basically,
big
Graves
difference.
can kind of hold the tanky items because he's our quote-unquote tank right
take
now.
Leona. Take Leona with the spare gold. Because
Right.
we want to get a pair of Vanguard as soon as we can because it's gonna be a great holder for the mecha.
Right.
It's gonna be optimizing the future Bramble Vest that we want to build pretty fast.
So, what do you think about this here?
Yeah.
We've got another TF possibly.
I think we need to go to 20.
Okay.
So we are gonna get weaker on board in order to reinforce our eco. So we're gonna sell the Graves, I guess.
Okay.
We're gonna put Leona in, and we're gonna sell the Jarvan and the Zoe
Right.
in order to keep the Kha'Zix. And now we are at 20, and we are in a pretty great shape. It's pretty clear, since we didn't hit that many pairs early on, it's better to go for a lost streak. Lost streak is really bad in the current game because you lose a lot of HP really early, but there is one exception, which is this specific galaxy. Because we are gonna be rewarded by losing HP by choosing a level 2 early on. And there is a huge chance that we're gonna get Kaisa. And
so
if we are lucky, we're gonna get Kaisa with a good item.
even if the Kaisa has a bad item, is it still worth getting in that case?
I don't think so. I believe it's better to get chain vest.
Okay. So in this case, would you maybe do something... Oh, you don't really want to get stronger, though, so...
I think it's okay-ish, but I don't know. This
Like,
is the
would
type
you
of
even do
scenario
this?
where I hesitate a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I think every single type of board is fine there.
Sure.
Because what we should be doing is scouting and knowing if there are other mecha players or not. Because this specific turn is decided by how many mecha players are in the lobby.
I
And
see.
if we need to lose for the Kai'Sa or not, you see?
Right. Okay. So we can do a little bit of scouting while doing that. This guy has 2 infiltrators, got a couple Kazakhs, building items on the Kazakhs, so he's probably thinking more maybe that Kha'Zix build, the Void build, possibly. So not mecha.
I don't know. I think he got Kha'Zix on the early carousel,
Ah, yeah, could be.
which
Yeah.
is why he has chain vest on it.
I keep forgetting we're on a star cluster. So we're looking for the Kai'Sa here. There's no
Kai'Sa-
Kai'Sa. Oh, there is.
Kai'Sa
Oh, the
rod.
rod. Wow, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
Kai'Sa rod. Yeah. That's
Oh,
perfect,
no.
definitely.
All right. So now what do we grab?
Okay. We need chain vest. We need chain vest. One of the win condition of the mecha is to be able to build Bramble vest,
Uh-huh.
and we're pretty far away because we didn't get chain vest on the first carousel. So
Yeah.
since we didn't get the Kai'Sa because it was unluckily positioned, and we didn't get the chain vest on the first carousel, we know that we are gonna be losing a bit more HP,
Okay.
which is a bit worrying because we're not gonna be able to win right now.
Uh-huh.
But it means that we're gonna be in need of stabilization early on stage 3, pretty much.
Okay. So would you do anything like you'd probably just sell the Sona here, even though it is 2-star. Just
Yeah,
get the chain
I
vest
sell
off.
Sona, I sell Shen, I go Poppy in order to get 2 Vanguards.
Right.
I
Then-
sell TF, and I go for Kai'Sa.
Right.
And now I try to save as many HP as I can. Pretty
Maybe
much.
put the chain vest on the Poppy or something, right?
Definitely. You can go for it.
And then would you put the Negatron cloak on the Leona as well?
No,
Just spread
because
it out?
no, because I think the benefit is really low,
Okay.
and I want to have every single mecha item on the same unit, so I can sell it and swap easily when
Makes
it
sense.
comes to meaning, you know.
Okay. So we killed 1 unit at least, so we took a little bit less damage there, but we're definitely taking a lot of HP loss early. But the thing I think a lot of people have
Yeah.
noticed with mech players in tournaments, and we are kind of treating this like a tournament game where we're going mech, that's our plan, is that you kind of have to accept a lot of HP loss early if you are the mech player, it seems like.
Definitely. It's way harder to play than what most people think, because you need to master the early transition. Those are the type of scenarios where we need to stabilize as much as we can, and it's all gonna be, I can tell you right now, it all gonna depend on the timing decisions of leveling up and rolling down.
Right.
Because we need to hit that sweet spot where we get gold, but where we don't lose too much HP to win the game.
Exactly. And it seems like mech can be a little bit forgiving with that sometimes, where you can
Yeah.
see mech players going down to like 20 HP and still come back and win a game. So
I believe 30 is like the threshold, pretty much, because
Okay.
there will always be this turn in the late game where the Zephyr, the cloak, the positioning, you know, the thing is gonna make you lose the round. So you can't be at virtual, because being at 15 HP, being at 17 or being at 1 in the late game is pretty much the same, right?
you're basically dead, yeah. It's essentially 1
Yeah.
HP, yeah. So
We need to level up.
yeah.
We need to level up, else we won't be able to win.
put in
and
just
we
another
need to put
Kai'Sa,
in-
what do you think?
Yeah,
Danny?
Kai'Sa is fine. I think it's the strongest unit. Pretty much. Yeah, it's probably the best positioning you have right now.
Can do that. All right, and hopefully we beat Krugs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough.
So I had a question. A round
Yeah,
ago
go
we
ahead.
were at 49 gold, but we spent
Yeah.
2 in order to pick up another Kai'Sa. Would you have
Yeah.
done that? Was that worth it?
Definitely, because you need to consider strong units and weak units in your comp.
Right.
And Kai'Sa is a strong unit in mech, where, for example, Annie isn't. You can sacrifice 1 Annie or 2 in the stage 2 in order to build economy, but you can't sacrifice Kai'Sa.
Right. So we can build the QSS right now. So would you just throw the QSS
Yeah, it's
on the
pretty
Poppy?
great. Yeah, definitely. It gives 20% dodge. It improves like its tankiness. It's fine.
Yep. Would you maybe swap the Poppy out and put stuff on Leona because she's a 2-star right now?
No, I think we go for Poppy 2. It's stronger.
Okay.
And there, I would level, and I would put in, I don't know, Karma, for example.
Something like that.
On either. Yeah, definitely. Because now that we lost that many HP, it's all about keeping our HP score high, you know?
Right.
So what we need to do right now is to save as many HP as possible, and this means we can sacrifice a bit of economy for it.
Okay.
Because now the difference is that we are level 6, so we can expect finding a lucky fizz or some rumbles and stuff. I would pick the Ziggs pair, I think.
I suppose we can say above 40 gold. Why not? It is a demolitionist, so that's something you can pair with Rumble, I suppose.
Yeah. And see, just by going 6, we are saving like maybe 2 or 3 HPs for 1 gold of interest, which is fine.
It makes a big difference in the late game. Yeah. So what would you put in from here? Because I feel like there's a lot of good choices to get stronger
Vanguard.
here. For Vanguard.
Yeah, definitely.
We do that.
Yeah.
I could probably sell the Karma.
If we sell
at this
everything,
point. Yeah.
Yeah, we sell Karma, we sell the Ziggs, and we are at...
There you go. 50 gold. Nice.
And
all right.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Now we can slow roll.
Right.
I would consider in this type of scenario, I would consider going for BT, I guess, on Jace. I want to use my stuff. I already have QSS.
Yeah.
BT is gonna go on Shaco. The second Negatron is not gonna be used on the Mecha, and probably not on Kai'Sa. So I want to use my stuff to save HP pretty much.
And if it hadn't been a
Here,
Kai'Sa...
I would love to lose.
Yeah. So
If I
it's...
can lose by keeping this Zaya alive, we keep our lose streak. And it's so great in terms of eco. And we don't lose that many HP, you know?
Yeah, just lost 2 HP total at that point, which is pretty great.
Perfect.
So, a lot of times Kale is put into mech a little bit later. Is there any reason to pick up the Kale here?
No, I don't think so.
I see.
I mean, there is maybe Valkyrie, but it's... Yeah, Valkyrie instead of Kha'Zix. I would go Kyle instead of Kha'Zix there.
You'd go, what's that?
Kyle instead of Kha'Zix.
Oh, okay, right. I see, for Valkyrie, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly, and I would start slow rolling in order to find the mech unit now.
Start slow rolling, yeah.
Every turn to 50.
The loudest car in the world just drove by my apartments. I don't know if anyone heard that on stream, hopefully not.
No, I didn't hear it.
Alright,
personally.
Great.
So yeah, you should roll and go to 50 every turn and pick up the mech units on your way.
And to be clear, I shouldn't be rolling right now, I'm just kind of doing it.
No, it's okay doing it right now.
Oh really?
It doesn't yeah, it's better before the turn, but now you can do it because it doesn't matter if it's now or beginning of the next round.
Our lost streak.
It's fine. We are still priority. No, but now we are gonna be winning. We are gonna go for the wins, so it's fine.
Sure. Okay, so what are we looking for here? Obviously Spatula for Demo Spat. Bramble Vest is the other big one.
Yeah.
And it looks like we'll get one.
Demo Spat is stronger.
We'll get 4 gold.
I'm sorry.
Is great. Oh, that's fine. So the other thing too is we've got some like international calls going. So there's that little audio delay between here and France as well. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've done a great job of not talking over each other that much so far.
Definitely. What we were talking about is that in terms of item, I believe Demolitionist is stronger than Bramble in the comp, but those are definitely the 2 best items you can go for, pretty much.
So now we've got the Bramble Vest, which is great.
Yeah.
I can go on the Poppy.
Now we just roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Just slow roll, and just kind of look for stuff. There's a Poppy too. We'll grab that for now, I suppose.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We are never going for Wukong 2.
Yeah.
Too many gold.
Kai'Sa 2. We got a Kha'Zix there. Would you maybe make the change Shaco over her?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you don't value Infiltrator as an early synergy all that much, huh?
It depends on what are your infiltrators. For example, if I had Kha'Zix 2, maybe I would consider it. But the thing is, I don't really want the attack speed buff and reset on Kai'Sa when she has no items.
Makes sense. And right now, because we just hit the Kai'Sa 2, we kind of need the Valkyrie, I suppose.
Exactly, and Kyle 1 is still, you know, a decent unit on stage 3. so you can use her power, and we are probably gonna win this round. Bramble is gonna help us a lot right now.
Oh,
No,
nice.
it's Valkyrie.
We got it. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see. Now we can just kind of keep slow rolling. Probably go to 7 at 4-1, right?
No. We are never gonna be going for 7 before 5. Stage 5, I think.
I see. Ooh, there's a Rumble. So we sell the Rumble and we buy the Rumble and sell the Wukong, right?
Definitely.
Do you pick up... You don't really need to pick up the Annie, because we've already got an Annie too,
Yeah, you
right?
you pick it up. You
Oh,
pick
you
it
do?
up.
Oh,
You pick it
okay.
up. You want any 3. Yeah.
Going under 50 gold is okay right now, huh?
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Sure. So...
Because
yeah.
it's pretty unlikely to hit a shop where you are gonna be spending 5 gold, right? And you don't want to miss out on one of the 9 copies you need to go for one of your mech pilots.
Very true.
So I think one interest is okay-ish at this point if it means going for one of the units in the final comp. I wouldn't have picked, a pair of Leonas or of Poppy if we didn't have them level 2s, but for Annie I would definitely go for it, especially because we have a chance of winning the round and going for the 50th gold.
True enough. So at this point, let's go ahead and just backline these. Would you pick up the Jace here as part of your slow rolling?
Never. I would never level another character
Okay.
in this comp. I don't pick Kale.
Yeah. And so we're not really hitting a lot of the mech stuff, unfortunately. And we haven't hit the early fizz.
We're gonna be rolling next turn. We
Okay.
want to hit fizz on 4-1, and we're gonna be rolling everything. And it's gonna be hard because you need to make room for the units, and maybe we're gonna go for 2 vanguards in order to do so.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we can find. I'll try to roll down. There's our fizz. So do we make the change right now?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
we do this.
We go for the full comp.
Fizz. There we go. All right, and what are we missing? What
We
am I
sell
missing?
Kale, we sell
Right.
Jace, and we go for Shaco and Kazik.
Right,
Nice. And we sell Poppy and put the items on Rumble
right.
before they combine.
There we go. So there's our mech infiltrator. Got that. Would you still sell the Kale being over 70 gold right now, or would you hold on to it?
Yeah, I would definitely sell Kale. I would put QSS on Kaisa,
Okay.
and I would roll to 50 every gold in order to find my units. I would keep slow rolling in order to get Rumble 2, Fizz 2, and maybe the Anis 3.
Is it okay to slow roll right now, like what I'm doing here?
Definitely. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change everything if it's now or at the beginning of next turn.
Right. Okay. And we're winning rounds too, which is great. So we've got that online.
Definitely.
Now, I missed it. We're getting close to the Kaisa 3 as well, which is good.
Perfect.
Let's see, just rolling down a little bit more. There's a Shaco 2, that's always good. And Rumble 2,
Cool.
nice. Alright. So that was a pretty good roll down
Nice.
for the moment there. So would you do anything with these weapons right here? Or these items right here?
No, but I would definitely do something in terms of positioning, which is a key thing in mech, because there is a lot of scouting going on and positioning.
Yeah.
On next turn, on force 3, I'm gonna give you the proper positioning. I don't know if it's the correct way to put it, but
Sure.
I'm gonna give you the proper standard positioning, and I'm gonna show you how you are supposed to move around units during your preparation turns.
Awesome. Because that's one of the things that a lot of people, I think, miss with Mech Infiltrators. They think it's some, like, easy, brainless comp, but really, you need to be repositioning pretty much every turn to do well with it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So let's...
what we're gonna do is Fizz is gonna be on the far left of the first row.
Okay.
There was a Kaisa.
Whoops, I
it
missed the
doesn't
Annie
matter,
too,
my
yeah.
bad. And there was an Annie too.
Yeah, we could add Annie 3.
Annie is
Alright.
gonna be on the top right.
Okay.
And that way, what is gonna happen is that if you want to move the mech on the left or on the right, you can put Annie next to Fizz. And it puts the mech on the left, and you can put Fizz next to Annie, and it puts the mech on the right. And
Right.
you only have to move one unit in order for the whole mech to move around.
Okay. So just really easy last-minute repositioning, basically.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this is definitely important because if you scout a lot and you can predict who you are gonna face, if you have the mech in front of his comp, you are winning the round pretty much 9 times out of 10.
I see. So what are you looking for here? Obviously, Spatula is number 1. How about a Seraph's on Kaisa? Is that a priority?
Seraph.
Okay.
Seraph. Yeah, it's definitely great.
We've started winning some rounds,
Seraph
but yeah, go ahead.
He's a bit stronger than Morello at the moment.
Okay. Just straight up more cast, because we do have a belt, so we could possibly build a Morello's too, but we're gonna. But Seraph's is the higher priority item, is what you're saying.
Exactly. The thing is, you need, when it comes to item and you are close to the last PvE round, you need to think about options. And now we are able to play with either Ziggs or Zephyr, which are great items, right? And are using the belt.
Right.
Whereas having a tier on Kaisa which is unused is really bad. Like if we can't combine, it's a huge loss.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there's an Annie 3, so we're just slow rolling just a little bit more. Oh no, I missed the Kaisa.
Yeah.
I'm so bad.
No, okay, I switched right after. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine.
We'll hit it, don't worry. No one's contesting us.
What you're gonna do, this turn, since you have your infiltrators on the right, you're gonna put your fizz close to the Annie.
Right.
Last second. Yeah, right there. And the mech is gonna be on the feet. And now you have the full team which is committed to the left. And versus Zaya is the perfect example. Because that way, AoE from the mech is gonna be able to hit Zaya, which is not the case if the mech is center position, you know?
That makes sense, yeah. Alright.
So we're not gonna win the round, but there was a higher chance of us doing something great rather than I mean, it was definitely better in terms of positioning.
Right, I see. And
you can get Shaco there. It's fine losing 1 interest.
Okay, that's alright. Alright, and we'll move the fizz back for the moment. Let's see if we can find a Kaisa 3 that I won't roll past. Nope, no luck. Would you, so since you're 1 Kaisa away, would you go under 50 right now to try to find that Kaisa?
Depends on my HP and on the pressure I'm in right now. I think we are in a decent shape, so I wouldn't go for it right now. But there are games. For example, if I was the last player, Akobo, I think I would go for it.
Okay. So this person was on the right side, but all the other opponents we haven't played yet, there's some right, some left, so I kind of just went for center positioning here. What do you think?
Yeah. What we're going to do on PvE is we are going to check our last 3 opponents, and we are going to remove it from the equation. And now, on 5-1, we are going to scout, and we are going to try to predict who we are going to face and try to optimize that way.
Right. Okay. So we're going to lose a couple rounds, but it feels like a Mech Infiltrator really kind of needs either the Morellos or the Demolitionist Spat to really excel.
Yeah, definitely. And we need level 3s, and we are very far from Shaco and Rumble, which is a bit roaring, you know.
We could have had the Kaisa 3 already, but I messed that one up.
Okay, there is one small thing we could have done differently, and I mean, it's an optimization. Not gonna lie, it's an optimization.
Sure.
After hitting Anis 3, we should have leveled up to 7. Why?
Really?
Because now that we hit one of the big level 2, we need to improve our chances to get Rumble, and to get Fizz, and to get Shaco, right?
That does make sense, yeah.
So now, generally, when you hit either Kaisa or Annie, it's a good signal to go for 7. Now we need to go to 7.
Right. And what do we put in here? What do you think?
I think we roll, and we find Lux, Kaisa, Lux, Kyle. We pick the Rumble.
Okay.
Oh.
I must have missed it. Yeah. Another Fizz, I suppose. So would you build the GA on the mech right now? We actually didn't get anything to put in there.
I think we got the Fizz. Yeah, the big thing is I put GA on mech, and I'm sorry I didn't answer right away. The correct thing to roll for at this point is to try to get either Sorcerer or Valkyrie. Sorcerer is probably going to be stronger because it affects all your team, and the best Sorcerer to put in is Lux because it provides CC, and it is really important to focus on getting Shaco, Rumble, Kaisa, and Annie to level 3, which is one of the big win conditions. So those are the units we want to focus on.
I love it when I totally don't position or do anything well and then still win the round and get lucky. It's fine.
Yeah, definitely. You can go for G on mech. You can
Yeah.
you can go for Ari here. Okay. Pick Lux.
Found the Lux.
Because I would have picked Ari before getting Lux, and I would go for Zephyr now. On probably either Kha'Zix or Lux, depending on the next round. I wouldn't build it right now. I would wait for my opponent, and I would probably use it right now.
Okay.
Use it when the turn starts. Yeah, here on Lux. Fine.
Yeah, a little bit slow. I'll be honest, I don't play a lot of mech infiltrator games.
It's really confusing at first because there are a lot of. I mean, we chose to play it to showcase one of the games I would have played in a tournament environment.
Exactly.
But mech is really micro-intensive when it comes to TFT. You know, it's not as micro-intensive as games such as League of Legends, but it's one of the most micro-intensive comp when it comes to TFT, which is hard to play when we are, discussing the game and stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, the results of these games, not really that important. More just kind of discussing the philosophy behind what you like to look for and kind of like what general things you'd be considering if you were playing the game. So I'm kind of trying to autopilot this a little bit as well. So it looks like there's a good chance that we're gonna hit someone over here. So I'm gonna move the mech there, and we'll see what happens.
One small detail is that you want Lux in the same area of the mech, on the same side, because you don't want some infiltrators to go past the mech and be lost on the way, or you don't want, for example, let's say Irelia on the opponent team doesn't have infiltrator. You want her to be stuck on the mech, and if you have the Lux on the opposite side, there are some chances that she will gonna go for it.
Right, because you just want to eliminate somebody that your mech isn't going to be fighting right away, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what
now
item?
We want to get Ionic Spark, I guess, on Kai'Sa.
On Kai'Sa, okay. Because she's going to be jumping the back line. You want that extra damage being dealt to their carries more than their front line. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Got it. All right.
We could have picked either Spell Crit or Luden, but I believe Ionic Spark is stronger because it will help us improve the utility of our mech ultimate.
Right, because most of their enemy units are going to be within 2 hexes of the Ionic Spark, so they're going to get that magic resist shred, which is going to help the mech do more damage too, I would imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe Ionic Spark is strong when it comes to infiltrator.
Yeah, I've seen it used a lot.
We can pick MF. We can pick MF because we're gonna get Valkyries through it.
It's true.
And we can remove Lux and replace.
All right. So at this point, still probably have some stuff to worry about on that side. There's the little bit over there. It seems like kind of center positioning is maybe the way to go.
Yeah, I think next turn we are going for 8. And we are gonna be putting Sorcerer back in.
Right. All right. Let's see. Hopefully I can hit the right the thing here. Oh, I didn't hit anyone.
Yeah, it was. If we manage, this is the type. This is perfect actually as an example. If we manage to land the Zephyr before the start of the round, we could have lifted the Kha'Zix, and that way we could have probably won the round. And this is very interesting because this is the very little things that changes the outcome of the game when it comes to this type of late game fight.
So if you were,
I believe this is the type of interesting things TFT provides.
Yeah.
I would level and go for Lux.
Do that.
And roll down and find Fizz 2 and find maybe MF and Lux.
So that's another thing is we haven't hit the Fizz 2 this game. We never got the Morellos. We never got the Demolitionist spat. So it was a little bit of a rough game all in all. And it looks like I forgot to pick up the Rumble, but yeah,
we're pretty far from Rumble, so it's fine not picking them when we get to 8. One thing we could have done is not playing Lux since we found Gangplank and get
for Demolitionist, right? That would make a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah. Because getting that big AoE stun is pretty game changing in the late game.
So if this were a tournament game and this was the items that you got, so forgiving all the positioning errors and not scouting as much, would you kind of expect around this same result We won
No,
around the same result, just because again, missing the Morellos, missing the Fizz 2 for so long, missing the Demolitionist Spat. Would you say
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a bit blunt there.
Go for it.
And I'm sure you'll be forgiving me, ggDoA. But I think this is probably a top 3 or top 2 game. And the big thing that changes the outcome is that there is a roll down that needs to be made on 5-1 in order to prevent HP loss. And the roll down on 5-1 enables us to get the 3 stars, mainly Rumble, which is carrying our items, and the maybe get a chance to get Shaco's. And I believe not losing HP, most comps got a roll on 5-1 because stage 5 is definitely not forgiving, you know?
Yeah.
You are losing a lot of HP, so you need to be prepared for it.
So in this particular situation, who would you put the Shoguns on?
You roll down. Close call. I believe Shaco.
Shaco, okay. All right. Can we do a little bit more scouting?
Okay, this is... Yeah.
Jump on there. Didn't get it swapped in time. But I was hoping... Okay, yeah, I figured we were probably going to hit him. Because it's been a while. Again, like, not doing a whole lot of scouting just because of the conversation. But we did land the infiltrators on the Vel'Koz at least. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see. It doesn't look like a win, but... the
Kha'Zix is really strong on their side.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like this will be a top 6. But under the right circumstances. Under better playing circumstances, this would have been a top 3.
This just shows that tournament games are rough, right?
Right. Exactly. So, because that was the kind of idea that we kind of played that like a tournament. And you kind of did a little bit of a recap at the end of the game there as well, where it was more, in a tournament environment, what you would be doing and what, we see you do in things like the Giant Slayer Series qualifiers would be scouting a lot more, repositioning more. I think some of the really valuable takeaways for people that maybe want to do better with mech, because that's also, you can take a lot of these philosophies and translate it into ladder play as well, but things like being able to swap the mech very quickly from right to left via your mech pilot positioning. It's those things, I think, that players that are trying to get better with this comp, kind of really need.
Definitely. And what is really interesting with TFT as a whole is that when you get comfortable with the game, you kind of figure out by yourself that most of the comps have those, small little tricks that are very specific and that change the outcome of the game and that differentiate a very strong player than just a good player. And I believe this is the type of things that makes TFT not as much as a luck-based game that what people tend to say, but provide like a good way to overcome the variance and just be in control of the game a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, sort of in conclusion with everything, in the current meta, what is your preferred way to play? Like if taking away mech, do you like to just let the items kind of guide you, let the galaxies kind of guide you? What is your overall sort of like, what is the thing that steers you in a game of TFT more than anything else right now in the meta?
Very interesting and very broad question that I'm going to try to answer as specifically as possible, but I'm going to be tying this to today's announcement. Today there has been a really big announcement, which was the mid-season Galaxy changes with the new synergies and stuff. So to answer your question directly, how do I approach a game personally? Pre-game, I always try to get a composition list that I'm comfortable going in a specific meta. I don't believe that every single comp is playable when it comes to ladder or tournament. For example, I tend to think that there are comps that are just weaker as a whole, and that even if I can complete them with the correct item, I won't be able to get a good result at the end of the game. So the first thing is, before going into the game, I tend to ask myself, what comp am I comfortable playing? And usually I try to just watch the different ladder through websites and see what the best players from every regions are playing, you know? And when I get to this, I just go into the game and then I try to figure out with the items I get. So yeah, it's definitely starting with the items, which comp I can go for. Because most of the time, you can only perform well with a comp, not because you get the units, but because you have the items to back them up.
Right.
So the whole game revolves about how do I get transition units in order to hold the items I am carrying before I can get enough gold to roll down and find the units I need for the late game. This is the general philosophy. But there is another thing that is really tied to today's announcement, is that a lot of players in the beginning of TFT have been discussing, is it correct to OTP a comp? Is the correct way of the game maybe to adapt every single game? I personally think that it depends on the patch. I believe that there are some patches where there is one comp that is just stronger than everything, you know? I'm going to take one example, which is at the beginning of Season 3. The first patch, there was Rebel comp, 6 Rebels, that was just
GP and friends
overall
and all that.
stronger than everything, you know? So in this type of patch, in this type of meta, it's not much about what comps are you going to play, but how do I optimize my 6 Rebel comp? And most of the players tend to see this as a, you know, luck-based TFT patch, because it's all about who is going to eat the units before the other, you know?
Yeah.
And it's definitely not the case. It's all about other aspects of the game. Because if you know that everyone in the lobby is going to be playing Rebels, it all comes down to which player has the best economy, has the best transition, has the best item management. It's definitely all about the other aspect of the game, you know? And there are other patches, such as the last patch of Set 2, where things are a lot more balanced and where you need to adapt a lot more to what the game is giving you. You know, it's the difference between forcing and adapting. And I don't think it comes from the player as a style, but it comes from the game as a meta, as a patch-defining thing. And the thing is, to tie it up to today's announcement, they announced that they change a mechanic of the game. When I say they, it's pretty much Mordog and the team, so the developers. There is one thing that is going to be changed, and it's going to be really big in terms of impact, is that you are never going to lose gold by selling a unit. And the example given to us is that if you sell a 2-cost unit level 2, for example, 6 gold, you are going to get 6 gold back, right? And this is way, way different compared to today's meta, because today, if you are leveling units such as the Wukong in the mech game, you are going to lose gold by doing so, right? Now, you are not losing gold anymore by transitioning, so it provides you a way to play stronger board a bit more efficiently, and it's all going to be a reasoning of tempo versus board presence. For example, do I want to get a strong board and use gold in order to do so, or do I want to use my gold to roll down in order to find my units a bit faster?
So it'll definitely make people able to be much more flexible in how they transition between different comps in the mid game and all that. Do you think that it's going to make the game a lot harder to scout as well, since people are able to pivot much more fluidly?
Depends on the level of the players we are talking about. In the ladder and the average player, I don't think so. In terms of tournaments, I don't think so either, or top ladder tournaments or tournament, because most players at the very high level are able to scout pretty much every single round. So it doesn't really matter. And to be honest, scouting is probably overlooked at the lower level of play on ladder. So I don't think it will be a big impact in terms of scouting.
It won't really hit too many players too hard, except for like the very, very top of the ladder, like probably like challenger and above, you'd say.
But I believe it's great telling the players that way through this mechanic, that now you are able to build a composition through stronger transition. You are going to be able to play what the game offers a bit more, and you will be able to do this without getting punished by picking the units that you have in play.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's the greatest chance.
So I think we'll wrap it up there. So thanks so much for being the first guest on Galaxy Brain.
Thank you for having me.
Crvor, and Crvor rather. And so last opportunity, any final thoughts you want to share with the community? Any shout outs you want to make before we wrap this thing up?
Just a quick shout out to every single one of my viewers who have supported me through the TFT journey. And as a final thought, I would say that I believe we are at the beginning of the competitive era of TFT. So I'm looking forward to how things are getting wrapped up right now. And I do believe that one of the parts of getting a TFT competitive thing interesting is getting content creator like definitely developing their own stuff, such as the Galaxy Brain podcast. And I would love to see a lot more initiatives such as this one, because I believe this is what the community is striving for.
Yeah, well, thank you so much again. Like, there was so much great information in those last couple games. And even though obviously, like, I'm not a pro player, my player is terrible. It was more about talking with you, hearing your thoughts about the game, while we sort of like had the gameplay up there as something to sort of like structure the conversation around. But yeah, thanks to everybody out there who is watching this. What's your Twitch real quick, so everybody knows where to find you? I've got your Twitter on there, but I don't have Twitch.
Same yeah. Everything. I am Crvor, pretty much. But it's in French, so I expect most of the viewer not being able to understand what I'm talking about right now. But I'm dancing a lot and singing a lot, so at least I have that going for me.
Dancing,
right?
Singing, and TFT gameplay are all universal languages, so that's fine. But that's going to wrap it up for the first episode of Galaxy Brain TFT. ggDoA here with Crvor as well. Thank you so much again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.